Good morning. Myself, Dr. K. Radhika, working as Assistant Professor in the Department of Agriculture Engineering, SNS College of Technology, Coimbatore. Today, we are going to discuss about soil formation, how soil is formed in the earth. One by one, we have to see the soil formations. Next, first one is the weathering of rocks and minerals. First, what do you mean by rocks? Rocks and minerals are formed under very high temperature and pressures. Suppose with the soil is having high temperature and pressure means automatically the rocks and minerals are formed in the soil. And then second point, exposed to atmospheric condition of low pressure or low temperature, then they become unstable and weather. Soils are formed from rocks through the intermediate stage of formation. It is called as a regolith. What do you mean by regolith? Regolith is nothing but soils are formed from rocks through the intermediate stage of formation. That is called as a regolith. Regolith is one of the important for weathering of rocks and minerals. Then next we have to see the sequence of process in the soil forms, how the soil is formed. Weathering of rocks and minerals is the first steps. Then second step is formation of regolith or parent material. Then another step is formation of true soil from regolith. True soil is mainly formed by regolith or parent material. Then another way is rocks, weathering, regolith, soil forming factor and processes finally arrive the true soil. These are the sequences of processes in the soil formation. What are the, again we repeat, weathering of rocks and minerals. And then followed by formation regolith or parent material, followed by formation of true soil from regolith. Another sequence is rocks. It's weathering. It's formed the regolith. Again undergo the soil forming factors and processes, and then finally we get the true soils. Then what do you mean weathering? Weathering is nothing but a process of disintegration and decomposition of rocks and minerals which brought about by physical agents and chemical process lead to the formation of regolith. Regolith other word is unconsolidated residue of weathering of rocks on the earth surface or above the solid rocks. Once again I repeat, weathering is nothing but process of disintegration, decomposition of rocks and minerals which brought about by the physical agents and chemical process lead to the formation of regolith. That is called as weathering. Then let's see the cycle of weathering and erosions. First one is the weathering first process formation of igneous rocks, then formed the sedimentary rocks, sedimentation process. In sedimentation process, then form the sedimentary rock, undergo metabolism, it form the metamorphic rock, undergo it partial melting of the metamorphic rocks, get the magma and solidification of magma, finally we get the igneous rocks. And this again I repeat, weathering and erosion. First of all, weathering of rocks undergo sedimentation, form the sedimentary rock. Sediment rock to sedimented rock, it undergoes a lithification process. Then sediment rock undergoes a metamorphism, it form the metamorphic rocks, and partial melting the metamorphic rocks, it form the magma. Then solidification of magma is called as igneous rocks. Finally magmas come out from the rock in mantle. The mantle is mainly formed the magma of the rock in mantle formed the magma. Magma solidification is formed the igneous rock. Igneous rocks is formed. Then again lithification process is formed the sediment rock, and metabolism is taken in the sediment rock means it formed the metamorphic rock. These are the routine process and the intermediate process. So these are the soil forming processes or the weathering and erosions. Then what do you mean by parent material? Already we see the weathering of rocks, and again one definition is parent material. It is a regolith, or at least its upper portion is called as parent material. The upper portion of a soil is called as parent material, may be defined as unconsolidated and more or less chemically weathered mineral material from which soils are developed. It's maybe unconsolidated, chemically weathered, or more or less mineral material from which soils are developed. From these parent material we have to develop the new soils of the soils. So we have to study the weathering and parent material are the important factors for this soil formation processes. Then weathering involves three process or types. What are the pre-process? We study the definition of weathering process. One is there are three processes. One is mechanical weathering, or physical weathering, it's happening disintegration. Chemical weathering, otherwise called as decomposition. Then last one is biological weathering. These are the weathering processes are coming under the weathering process. Weatherings are involved the three processes only. Mechanical weathering or physical process, in these desecrations of rocks and minerals are happen. Then chemical weatherings, in these decomposition of rocks and minerals are happened. Then finally biological weathering. Then followed by next class we have to see the different agents of weathering. Thank you, one and all.